Hello, Stitchy friends. My name is Suzette. I'm also known as Primitive Stitcher, both here on YouTube and on Instagram. Today is Tuesday, May 18th, about 6:30 in the evening. It's been a tough day. I'm still working. I have 11 more days with students and 14 more days of actual work. But I wanted to say welcome to those who are new here. Thank you for coming by and checking out my channel about cross stitch. And thank you also to those who are returning, who keep coming back for a visit. I appreciate all of you. I know there are lots of channels out there to watch, and I'm always amazed that you keep coming back to my channel. So thank you. Today I'm going to cover only my Stitch Mania up to this point. If you may not recall, if this is your first time here, I'm only doing 10 pieces this year for Maynia, and they are all previous Maynia pieces. So today I'm going to show you where I have gotten to on the first 5. But before we get into that, I do want to make one correction. Thane may or may not make an appearance today. Last time I said he turned 1 in January, which is not true. He turned 1 in November. January was his gotcha month, and he continues to be a joy in our life. He's currently laying over there. I don't know if he will come over here. He thinks he's a lap dog, but he's not. So we'll see. So if there's a little bumping in the camera, that will be him. So let's see. Like I said, I have worked on 5 Maynia pieces up to this point. The first one I worked on was Peppercricket Farm. It's a dimensions kit, not a kit, I'm sorry, it's a dimensions design. I think at one time you could buy it in kit form, but I did not. And I worked on this from the 1st of May to the 8th of May. And it is being stitched on 25 count even weave with the call for DMC. And I originally started this piece in May of 2017. So this is what the final design will look something like this. I am not putting the border around mine. I'm just doing the main design. I feel like I did make some good progress on this piece. I did a lot of back stitching. I had done some back stitching previously, but I decided that I'm going to try to back stitch as I go because it is a piece that is heavy with back stitch. So this is where I've gotten to. I believe, this seems like so long ago now that I did this. I came down, let me see, and finished this side with the trees and the sign and did all the back stitching. I put in the back stitching on the signs, and then I just filled in down here and anything. I think I had this one partially done. I don't believe I had done either one of these. So I still have a lot to go. If you compare, I still have everything on this side, but I'm putting it away for now. I'm not sure when I'll bring it back out, but I am happy with the progress that I've made. This piece If you have done any stitching with the dimensions pattern, you know that you can use one strand of floss. Sometimes you use two, sometimes you even use three, and you have a full cross stitch as well as just the half cross to do the shading, like you see here in the sky. So you really have to keep referring back to the instructions on your pattern, and I feel like that takes quite a bit of extra time. So that was the 1st through the 8th. Then on the 9th, I started working on a piece from Stacy Nash called Mary Burdus. And this is what it looks like. This one is being stitched on 28 count raw linen, which is the called for, and using the called for DMC. I started this in my Stacy Nash Maynia of 2019. So not one of my really older works in progress, but I managed to get a finish. I really like working on a piece that is a single color. I feel like it really does go a lot faster, and this one was no exception. I believe when I started this, where was I? This time I was maybe starting down in this area, so I didn't have really that much more to go. And no, my items are not ironed today. Just didn't feel like getting that ironing board out tonight. So that was the 9th through the 11th, 3 days on that one. Next up, is Sampler Stocking by Carriage House Samplings. And I started this piece originally in May of 2018. And I only stitched on this for 1 day. And really for a very short time. I can't remember what happened that day, but I had something else going on, so I did not get a lot of stitching time on that day. This one is being stitched on 40 count Vintage Meadow Rue by Lakeside Linens. I got this back when Lakeside was easy to find, or easier to find than it is now. And I am using the call for NPI, which is the silk. And this is as far as I've gotten. So I did this little bit by the H. I had already done the N, so I did the S, the W, and I started on the 1. These are the eyelet stitch, and to be honest, I probably was very tired that night and I wasn't feeling it too much, so I didn't get a lot accomplished on this. I hope that this summer I will get the opportunity to work more on this because it's a beautiful piece, and I do want to have it hanging at Christmas. Then the 4th project that I worked on is Abigail Colby's Extract Sampler, A Cheerful Mind by Primitive Traditions. And I forgot to mention last time that it's this smaller piece that I'm working on. And this piece is all 1/1. I was using the called for Belsois silk, but it was too thick. I felt like it was too thick, and I decided to change to a Tudor silk, and I like that much better. So I worked on this. I was supposed to work on this for 4 days. That didn't happen. The first day and a part of the second day was consumed by frogging what I had already stitched. And then the second day and a little bit of the third day was spent restitching the line that I had started. So this is all the further that I've gotten. To be honest, after picking out 1/1 on 40 count, I wasn't feeling very happy about this piece. But on the second day, or actually when I was stitching on it on part of the third day, I felt good about it again, and I do want to finish it, but right now I'm in no hurry to get back to it at the moment. And this one is stitched, what did I, oh, it's on 40 count sand by Picture This Plus. I think last time I said it was on 36 count, but I checked and it is 40 count. And the last piece that I've stitched on, so I had an extra day and a half on this piece. So I started it a little bit early. I started it on the 15th of the month. Originally, I had planned to work on this piece for 4 days. So the 17th through the 20th, but I actually started it back up on the 16th or the 15th, and I haven't worked on it today. So I worked on a little bit on the 15th, 16th, 17th, and I will pick it back up this evening. And it is Grace Bridges Sampler by Stacy Nash, which I started in 2019. And when completed, it will look something like this. So this one is being stitched on 35 count parchment. I think it is the Old Weeks, using the Call for DMC. 1/2 is what's called for. So this is where I have gotten to. When I picked it up, I was, oh, hang on, I'm about to lose a needle or two. I had completed the top row and the first row of alphabets. So this time I completed the next 2 rows of alphabets and the line going across, and I started on this one. And yes, this is the one that I'm cutting it very close on the margins, but oh well, I'll make it work. So there we have it. I love the muted colors. I am hoping there are basically 3 more rows of alphabet to go, and then I will get down into the super fun stuff. And because I'm using DMC, I think I might age this one after I stitch it. I've done that before, and I've never had a problem with DMC running, the dye in it running. So I read all the instructions back in 2019. I'm pretty sure that Stacy also kind of over dyed or aged hers after stitching. I'm willing to do that. I know a lot of people that freaks them out, but I don't mind taking that chance to get the desired result. So that's where I am right now. I will continue working on this through the 20th, and then I will have the remaining 5 to work on, which there's no way I'm gonna get a finish on this one. I may get a finish on Snowed In, but Christmas at Hollyberry Farm, not even close. Mary Bars, not even close. Let Freedom Ring, not even close. And My Hometown, also not close. But I do hope to get some good progress on all of those. We'll see. It's been a lot of fun for the days that I have gotten to stitch, and I feel like I have made, if not good progress, at least, you know, every stitch counts. So there's progress, even if it's just a few stitches like on the sampler stocking. So that is my 2021 Maynia update for right now. I won't come back for another update until the end of May, especially with school wrapping up, trying to get that taken care of. And it might even be you know, after I finish early June. So before I come back, it just depends. I hope you all are enjoying some stitching time. And if you're doing Maynia, that you're making great progress on your Maynia pieces. If you're not, you're just enjoying your craft. Until next time, my friends, happy stitching.